So, hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about um, handling negative emotions. Um, Growing up, I told you in my previous videos, I had a very low self esteem. I didn't believe that I deserved to be alive. I felt like I was an embarrassment or I was a disgrace or I wasn't good enough and I wasn't great enough, or I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't smart enough. Oh, by the way, I'm a medical doctor, so I think I'm smart enough now. So I never thought I was smart enough. I never thought I was adequate. I just felt that maybe I was on the earth and I didn't have purpose. And it really, really affected me negatively because I had all these negative emotions around me. I felt all these things. And to make matters better, not worse, I had some people say some things to me, Catwoman, because I was black. We had a sassy walk when I was much younger. Um, and I was a bit feisty, as I said earlier. Now I'm not like that anymore. I'm calm, I'm nicer, I'm a sweet person. When I look back at who I was and who I am today, I have to say God is really good. Um, so I had all these negative emotions, and the negative emotion didn't really come from me. It came from what people said about me. It came from when people said I wasn't good enough. Nothing good can come out of me. I was unintelligent. I was a mistake child, born by mistake. Some people said I was a waste of space. I didn't deserve to exist. Some people said I was not good enough. I had other words in my local language. They were quite derogatory. People would say some things in a very derogative manner that was really, really bad and really, really hard to deal with. Um, and those emotions were just killing me and eating me up on the inside. I couldn't really express myself to anybody because, as I said earlier, I was an introvert. So when I come out, I was sort of like an ambivert. When I was with people, I could play, laugh, and joke and all that. When I retract to my own personal space, I would just keep all everything, never reach out for help. I was always keeping to myself. So how did I handle these negative emotions? One, I had to learn the principle of avoidance. Um, I had to cut off some friendship or some, well, I call it friendship or some acquaintances. Like, I had to cut off from people that felt that they were better than me. And, some people would naturally want to put you down so that they can feel better. I had to cut them off. I had to realize that I am me, I am perfect, I am good, I am great. So I had to cut off those friendships. I had to accept me for who I was. And I realized that anyone that didn't make me feel good, did not make me see myself the way God sees me as perfect, I had to cut them off. Whoever you person was, no matter how close we seemingly were, I had to cut them off. Number two, I had to start filling myself up with positive things. So in the morning, I'll wake up, grudgingly, reluctantly, I'll say things like, oh, I'm beautiful, oh, I'm nice, oh, I'm kind, oh, I'm intelligent, oh, I'm a lovely person to be around. I had to start filling myself up with those kind of words. I said that to myself every day. Another thing I did was that I tried to make peace with people that I hurt their feelings in the past. And for me, that was like, it was beautiful because I knew I hurt one or two people with my words in the past. So I had to go meet them and tell them I was sorry. And this was like years later when I said I was sorry because at this point I had realized who I was. I realized the errors I made. So I went back to apologize to them. Okay, not everybody. I apologized to the people that I knew would take my apology. I apologized to them. What else did I do? I started tuning off occasionally. When I now started receiving some of this negative feedback, I would now look at myself and tell myself I was stupid and tell myself I was worthless. But when I say that, I'll now go back and say that I'll say something positive about myself again. So it was a constant struggle with me accepting those things people said and accepting what God said about me. It was a constant struggle. I remember one particular incident. I was in medical school, and in Nigeria, medical school can be very, 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 very toxic. Though my medical school wasn't toxic, it was amazing. I had great teachers, great senior colleagues, great friends. Okay, so there was one incident I could never forget. I was in school and I wanted to go to class. I was in clinical posting, so I went to the ward and there was a resident that was there and was asking questions and I didn't know the answer. And the guy started insulting me and insulting me and insulting me. He asked me one or two questions. I can't really remember the questions he asked me. And I didn't know the answer. Or I couldn't articulate the answer the way he wanted it to be articulated. I couldn't say it like that. And he finished insulting me that day. I, that was suffering from like depression, I at that point was just coming out of suicidal ideations. I at that point was like thinking nothing good about me. And at that point, I left the place and maybe a tear dropped. When I was on my way to my hostel, I remember I had a roommate then, and she was in the same posting as me. And you know what she said? She said, Lamide, why are you feeling bad? If you had read that topic enough, you would have been able to answer it. So why are you complaining? And I looked at her, and I just said I have to shut up and get out of my sight. That day, after that incident, I struggled to get off from bed to go to school for like almost a week. I couldn't imagine myself that, what am I? At this point, I was thinking, oh, I'm not intelligent. Oh, I'm not good enough. Can anything good come out of me? Am I not just wasting my life and my time? I was thinking that I was just a failure. I was thinking that it would even be better if I didn't even exist. And for 1 week, this roommate of mine, she didn't know the effect of what she said, but she took me back to that place where I was. Now, how did I get out of that place? One, I accepted that I had a knowledge deficit. I accepted that if I had known it better, he wouldn't have spoken to me like that. That doesn't still give him a right to. I got up from my bed, took out my books, started reading. Number two, my roommate and I, that was the last time we were in the same posting. So from there on, I avoided being in the same posting as my roommate because she was very toxic with her words. And to be honest, not that I kept malice, I reduced my communication with her because I started noticing that it's a pattern. That she feels better than other people, like from her talks. And it's not like she was pretty, it's not like she was fine, it's not like she was intelligent, like the most intelligent person, but she's always better than everybody else. So, you know what, I reduced my communications to just the barest minimum to things that, okay, we need to get this done, let's just do it. It's not about what I think, what you think, let's just do our work and move on. Number three, that particular resident, I avoided him. I avoided staying with him. I rather stayed with people that would ask questions, and when I even get the answer, don't say it in their language, but I get the answer, there was a type of positive reinforcement. Even if it's not good or or a very what's the word, even if it's not a very good positive reinforcement, even if it's just an average one, I'd rather stay with that person. um, then I started forming friends that were kind of like-minded, like they were soft-spoken, not hard-spoken, friends that I could ask any stupid questions. I could read something and say, oh, do you understand this thing? I don't really get it. Can you explain it to me? Or can we go and read together or something like that? So I had to form that kind of alliance. And when I did that, I kept getting better in school. My grades were better than before. Um, and I started doing well. But don't forget, the most important thing, as I said in my previous video, is that I had to forgive. Because if I didn't forgive, I would not even have gotten to the place where I'm in right now. So I had to forgive. All right. So we're going to be talking more about it in the next post. I'll share more experiences so that I'm not just giving you what you could do or can do. I'll be telling you what really happened and how I best overcame it. All right, thank you so much. Do have a great day. Bye. Like, subscribe, share with your friends.